Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're at in your day. Howdy, how y'all doing? Glad y'all could join me again today. Hi. I know, it's so wonderful. I know we woke up. There was a blue wave that happened last night. It was awesome. I hope y'all got to watch the news. I hope y'all got to vote. It was a very important thing. One voice, your voice. It's a choice. It matters. All that wonderful stuff. Again, thank you for joining my channel today. I'm the Screaming Democrat. We're going to talk about a couple of touchy subjects today that have definitely come up to my mind or have been on my mind. It's going to have some research that we've been doing here and the Screaming Democrat. And I'd also like to thank you, the sponsor of our video, who's right now also the only sponsor. So if you'd like to sponsor, I'd always be glad to have some more sponsors. It is Cricket House Studios. You can find their stuff right now at Zazzle.com. Cricket Diane, okay? And that's one word, Cricket Diane. And thank you again. They've been great help. They've been doing some design work, some editing stuff, trying to help out a little where they can. Thank you very much. And so we are going to get on into some of this wonderful stuff. If you like this video, please like, please subscribe. If you got a comment, you got an opinion, please give it. And I'm going to be offering some of the research on the Patreon, and you can see what I'm seeing. I did read that big, beautiful freaking bill. Oh my God! I don't know who the hell wrote that, but they deserve a swift kick in the rear end. Oh my God, oh my God, no, not even you on crack. No, those 1,100 pages, 11,000, it's a lot. It was a lot of pages, a lot of legalese, like, and then over here, so I did notice while I was doing all that research, because somebody had asked me, where in black and white does it say in the big beautiful bill it's going to take SNAP away, it's going to take WIC away, it's going to cut SSI and do all these things? Okay, look. It doesn't explicitly say in these exact words, I will cut 59 million from WIC. I'm going to cut 182 million from SNAP. I mean, it's not saying that. It's a real lot of legalese, bullshitese, all kinds of shit. All right? But it does say that it will be cutting these safety net programs. Okay? And I get it. Poor people. Oh my God. Oh my God. Stop! A lot of America is on the brink. A lot of us just toe that line. We like dancing. We like just digging it into there. But we are so close to just one disaster, one food stamps, one paycheck away. And let's talk about these paychecks. Because I know at some point I'll stop putting on Trump. I promise. Probably not today, probably won't be tomorrow, but I promise at some point I will not listen to the moron that's in charge. But he's in charge and he can mess up a lot of stuff. He's been messing up a lot of stuff. I've noticed a lot of people are like, no, Trump's not at fault. No, Democrat. First, let's address a couple of things. I get it. If you give a diabetic a piece of cake, despite how much they're starving 12 times, they're going to tell you no. Because the diabetic can't eat that cake. It will kill them. The Republicans have 12 times, instead of doing something different, trying to do something different or bringing something different to the table, has continuously brought the same load of shit to the table and has told the Democrats to swallow it and smile. Yeah, smile. Just swallow that bitter pill. Okay? And the reality is that as we're talking about this bitter pill, there are jobs that are not being created. I don't know where this man thinks he's created jobs. He has lost over 1 million jobs in this country. Over 1 million. And we're not just talking skilled jobs or management jobs. We're talking low-income jobs. Again, people like to drink coffee. They like Target. They like Walmart. They like groceries. And they've also, hey, Trump is the one that ran into our farms and yanked out people who were literally picking the fruits and vegetables, taking care of the animals, and doing all that tedious, nasty stuff. And by the way, I have worked on the farm. It is tedious, it is nasty, and it doesn't matter if you're sick, if you got a busted hip. It don't matter if you're for whatever reason not able to because it's rainy or no. Shit still gotta get picked. Shit still gotta get done. Things have to be done. And the people that were doing it, who, by the way, 99% of them, maybe a little less, like 98, I don't know. Majority of them were not criminals. They weren't. They just wanted to feed their family, give their family a good, safe, American life dream. And that's what we have on Lady Liberty. Bring me you're tired, you're disenfranchised, you're poor, you're yearning to look for a better life and to dream a dream. But for some reason, we have decided that it's better to wage a war on poor people. It's better to wage a war on the working class than it is to say, hey, the billionaires and super millionaires in this city and in this country that is tearing up stuff, is getting a greater percentage of stuff that the rest of us are not getting a chance to participate in. They need to start paying their fair share. And I get it. Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to have to pay freaking $3.50 for some fucking paper towels. But it's expensive to be poor, and I can't buy in bulk. But when you have money, you can. And then suddenly it's not $3.50 a unit. It's like $2. And it's wonderful when you can do that. But when you can't, you have to pay the bigger price. And that's kind of what inflation is. Not kind of, it is. And we are paying it. We as a people, we Democrats, we liberals, we Republicans, we Trumpians, we Mormons, we Buddhists, we Muslims, we Californians, we New Yorkers, we Georgians, we Texans. We paying for it. All of us. And the only person that's really not paying for it, or the people really not paying for it, is Trump and his cronies. He literally said, thank y'all, I gotta go give a speech in Miami now. We're gonna play bingo. I bet you he declares all the blue states somehow either the ballots are invalid, all the votes, like somehow we were corruption and fraud, or he's going to send military in to all those blue states, because how dare we tell him we don't want him. We don't want his policies. We don't want his procedures. We don't want to fuck up our Constitution. I get it. It's really annoying sometimes. But it's a Constitution that we all agreed to. Or at least I thought we all agreed to. I agreed to it. And that's the difficult part. Because we're running around here trying to literally keep y'all from setting yourself on fire. That is what's about to happen. if the Democrats capitulate to this stupid-ass Republican and burnt-ass orange, we will so regret it. Regret it as a country. Regret it as a person. Regret it as a people. And I understand, you might not quite understand, but when there are no more poor people, and everybody's poor because there's no more working class, there's no more jobs, there's no more safety nets, there's no more stuff, and you now have to work pennies on the dollars because that big beautiful bill will not protect your job. It won't, and in fact will practically guarantee that they won't have jobs. And you won't have retirement. And you won't have disability when that company messes you up. Because that's why we had OSHA. Literally written in the blood of men that worked in this country and got hurt. And women that got hurt. OSHA comes in and says, yeah, we probably shouldn't do that. Yeah, you're right. That was a bad idea. Or when we had those regulations in place, they'd be like, listen, now come on. You knew you were supposed to be wearing a hard hat in a construction site. It's a construction site. Basic common sense. We don't have people that run around screaming that anymore. Saying, hey, don't build that building like that. That's not a good idea. That's dangerous. Look around. I want to know what construction boom is happening. Because he literally took money away from the infrastructure that was supposed to make it not only safe, but better for the future. Faster for the future. Safer for the future. But no. So where's this construction boom happening? In Florida? Where it just got tore up with hurricanes? Alabama, Georgia, where it again has been torn up with hurricanes and tornadoes and all kinds of other stupid-ass storms? Trump loves to claim he is all beautiful, all wonderful, all gracious, all kinds of things. He is not. And he loves to sling shit to the Democrats or anybody else that is not him. Take some accountability and what you're trying to do to the American Republic. Take accountability. You, Trump, you are at fault. And every crony and every person that is following you are at fault for where we are going right now. And you are not going to shove shit down our throat and tell me we have to enjoy it. That's not fair. It's not right. And nor should we have to be forced to choose between health care and food. That's ridiculous. Then on top of all that, he's saying, oh, well, we're going to do a nuclear option. A nuclear option to filibuster all this. They need 51 fucking Republicans to reinterpret what the Senate rules are. How dare they? How dare they ignore the Constitution? Because I don't like what we have to put up with. You're gonna eat shit and enjoy it. No! No, 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 I'm not. Ain't no way you gonna make me enjoy it and not listen to my mouth. He doesn't create jobs. He's not creating a livable wage. He's not creating a better economy. And in fact, he is destroying the economy. Destroying. For what reason, I don't know. And on one hand, I kind of don't even want to know. Because it will never be a good enough justification for destroying people's lives. The community around you. your neighbors, your businesses, your towns, your cities. Never. I have lived in New York City for many years. I love this city. I have had less issues in this city than I ever did down in Georgia, a red state. I lived in perpetual stress and fear when I lived there. Fear if I was going to get a job. Fear if I was going to keep the job. Because restaurants were closing like flies in 2007 and 2008. Because when people don't have money, they don't go out to eat. And when they don't go out to eat, they don't tip their waitress. And if they don't tip their waitress can't keep working there. And if the waitress can't keep working there because there ain't no customers, then there ain't no business there, is there now? There, huh? How many times do you think people can keep doing that before they're like, nah, I'm not staying in this town no more? I'll move to somewhere where there's more options consistently. So even if there is a freaking restaurant that fails, I can still find another restaurant and still get a job because I have to feed my family. Yeah, I live in New York City and I can literally, that's the option here. There's options. In little towns, in little city ships, I've been there, I've lived there. Those options aren't always there. And when they're gone, they're gone. So if you had 3 restaurants and 1 closed, you got 2 restaurants. And rinse and repeat until you have no restaurants, and then you got to go to the town over to get some fast food or a lovely dinner. That's what happens when recessions, when economies crash. That's what happens when people decide to play games with people's money, with people's lives. And it took for years for many people to even start to recover. And now that we are even remotely we're beginning to, we now have this fool deciding that we are going to kamikaze the economy. No, Democrats aren't kamikazes. We don't need to be kamikazes. We don't want to be kamikazes. We kind of liked our life the way it was before Republicans, Trumpians, and MAGA came in and decided to take a shit on us. Especially considering at the end of the day, when you need somebody to wipe your ass, when you need somebody to put medicine in your body and tell you it's going to be all okay, you usually don't find morons or Republicans. You want standards. You want somebody that has a brain, that has proven that they understand how much morphine they're about to give you or how much morphine they're going to give your kid who's in pain. You don't want them to OD you. You want them to know how to read. That's what school is for. It's important. But Trump doesn't care. He just wants slaves. Slaves that will pick up a rock and move it from point A to point B. That's all he wants. He wants the pretty young things like North Korea has off to himself. And he wants like President Xi has with his 1.4 billion people saying, yes, sir, no, sir, yeah, on a snap. And that level of control. Listen, you want that? Go move to a country that has that. I hear Russia's real nice. I hear China's absolutely lovely. But if you want to have the freedom of speech, you want to have this freedom of religion, you want to have the freedom to walk across the street because you want to go to that bodega, stay in America. But America also takes care of her own. America takes care of her disenfranchised. America takes care of her poor and her hurt, and she takes care of her elderly. She does not try to kill them off. She does not try to shove them into a pit. She does not try to shove them to the edges and say, you don't matter because you don't make enough money to matter. You don't make enough money to be a part of the community. And I don't care if you make coffee for the Wall Streeters at 6 in the morning. I don't care if you deliver goods from LA all the way into the middle of nowhere, Kansas. I don't care. I don't. Why should I care? We'll have AI and robots. And if you really think that, imagine, I really do, want you to imagine what would happen if you had a personal robot and his battery dies with his hand around your junk. Her hand around your junk. You might be that way, I don't know. Or how about in the middle of holding your baby, for whatever reason, it disconnects from the network. Your baby's going, I hope that baby does not bounce. That's all I'm saying. And by the way, babies do bounce and they shouldn't bounce. I'm not even getting into that story. It's no, You'll be losing your fucking mind. Robots aren't there yet. And AI ain't there yet. We wish it was, but it ain't. You still need the human elements. That je ne sais quoi that only humans really seem to have. And until we get to where that, whatever that is, to be able to define that, AI and robots will not be what you think it's going to be. It ain't iRobot. This is not Robin Williams, Bionics, whatever. This isn't that. And it won't be that for years. Just like the industries that he keeps saying, oh, but Apple says he's going to bring it back. It takes time to build facilities. It takes time to build the stuff. But at the end of the day, we don't make the chemicals that we need to make that, i.e. rare earths. And he can say he has fixed that world issue. Go look it up. He hasn't. Not even by Google standards. Go look up the Hong Kong Times. They will tell you. Nope. China still is pretty much bending us over and we are taking it. A lot of the world is a lot cheaper. They're getting a still better deal than we are because of those damn tariffs. Tariffs. And yet, they brought it down a couple of points. Congratulations. It is still more than what the rest of the fucking world is paying. By the way, American market, while not as many people as China, we are the biggest capitalist market available. Let that sink in. The biggest. And China has more people. So does India. And we still outrank them as far as the money running around here. And yet for some reason, we're making people choose on whether they're going to eat, whether they're going to heat their home, or pay for their kids' insulin. Really? One of the top top GDPs in the world, and we can't be basically having a better standard for people because we need another golf course. And let's talk about those golf courses, because I ain't never seen a rich kid actually mow a golf course. Who do you think maintains those golf courses, those beautiful landscapes, those beautiful buildings, those beautiful hotels, those streets, those towns, those stuff? Who do you think does that? The working class. That's who No. Billionaires don't get behind Starbucks and make their own cappuccinos. It's a barista making like $16, $17, $18 an hour if you're in New York City. By the way, I will release this on my Patreon if you want to know. I have an Excel spreadsheet that says how many hours you would have to work, okay? Not only to work to make a livable wage, all right, at that wage weight, but 18 times 30, 18 times 40. What you bringing home every day? That, yeah. I made that so I can have a reference sheet for when somebody say, yeah, it's $36,000 a year. It's $48,000. When minimum, I already know we need at least 70 to 80, but I'll take 60 at this point. But anything below that's not a livable wage. It's not. And just like giving the cake to the diabetic person 12 times does not mean that once they're starving, that they should just go ahead and eat it. It's okay. You'll be all right. It will kill them. It will hurt them. And the consequences and the payoff will not be worth it. So we're working on that. But yes, I have a lot of skills, and a lot of people do too. But UPS just laid off a lot of people. Amazon just laid off a lot of people. Google just laid off a lot of people. Trucking industries just laid off a lot of people. Restaurants are closing just like that. Hotels are closing left, right. All of Las Vegas. Look at it. So when he's talking about big, beautiful bill, there won't be any taxes on overtime. There won't be taxes on tips. You're right, because there won't be a job. You won't have anything. And then they won't have to tax you because there will be nothing. That is what Trump has. That's what his perfect America looks like. It's not my perfect America. It's his perfect America. Looking like fallout. Burnt and crusty. Worthless. And he's okay with that. Because for some reason he thinks he can just pack up and go anywhere, including Mars. Trust me, it takes 18 months before you can get there. And you'll be in a little tiny tube with other people. And if you think you won't kill each other, let's try that experiment. I'm okay with that. You and Elon. Really okay. We'll throw J.D. Vance and Pete Hegseth in just for shits and giggles. Let's see how it works. It'd be a lovely social experiment. And I'll even let you go, you're fired. I'm going to leave it here because I'm at a point I could be on for about 3 hours screaming and fussing and cussing. And I don't think y'all really want to listen to another 3 hours of this. I would love for y'all to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, give me some commentary. Like, what's your opinion? What are you feeling? How you doing? Anything. Where you at? I'm in New York City. I'd love to know if you got your SNAP or if you had to do, you've gotten your increases in insurance or any information. Like, hey, I just lost my job too myself. Like, let's build a community together. Let's create community together. Let's be a community. Again, I'd love to thank the sponsor of our video today, Cricket House Studios. You can find their stuff at Zazzle.com. Cricket Diane, that's one word. Zazzle.com/Cricket Diane. They've got some awesome things. And again, I hope to see y'all later. Please tune in. Give me some opinions, or hey, let me know if you want to hear a different subject. Hasta luego. Have a nice one. Ciao.